Right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So, there is actually a huge fight this weekend. So I've been in La La Land lately because I have like an actual job, but also I was traveling to go see Sammy, so I've been kind of like not super dialed into the fights, or certainly not as much as obviously I knew UFC 256 was coming up. I didn't even realize it was this weekend until today when I got to watch the countdown. And so there are some takeaways there from this countdown, all right? And we're going to discuss them on this video, okay? So if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. We've actually got some house cleaning to talk about, though. Before we talk about the Ferguson, we're going to talk about the Ferguson fight, okay? Ferguson and Oliveira. But house cleaning, all right? So every once in a while, I'll say something on a video and a bunch of strangers will come in and run their mouth. Usually I could just let it slide. Other times, I don't know, I'm just not in the mood to let shit slide. So that's today. As a matter of fact, let me just turn this finder around so I can talk directly into the camera. So here's the deal. On the last video, I said that I was working with Sammy the Bull Gravano, right? Like did an interview with him, which by the way, I am going to have that footage inside, I don't know, they told me today, probably inside the next week. So that will go on Jesse on Everything. Well, parts of it, because the whole thing is going to go on his channel, but I'm going to chop parts of it, put it on my channel, put it on my TikTok, etc. But, and I mentioned that Sammy's people were not titling their videos, optimally. They were like, if you do a video about this guy, people are going to, it's going to get promoted like a lot, because the way the Google algorithm works is it recognizes keywords, right? So they've recognized that Sammy the Bull's videos are Sammy the Bull, right? His channel is actually Sammy the Bull. Okay, Google knows everything. So anyone who's ever Googled Sammy the Bull and fill in the blank for another person's name, right? They're going, if he does a video about that person, it's going to promote the shit out of the video. Okay, that's the way, because Google owns YouTube. Okay, so they know if anybody's ever searched John A. Light, Sammy the Bull, they will go and they'll search that video. So what I said in my last video was I was helping them with keywords and helping them with titles because they'll it'll do a million views. So people in the comments were like, hey, this fucking guy's got 7,000 subscribers and 1,000 views. He's giving advice on how to get 1 million views. What an idiot. Okay. So I'm going to respond to those fucking morons because that is such an idiotic comment that it requires me to comment back. Okay. Do you think that me giving advice to Sammy the Bull Gravano, one of the most famous people, one of the most famous mobsters of all time with a brand new YouTube, you think that's the same as being able to generate 1 million views for your own channel when you have no celebrity status whatsoever? Like, are you fucking stupid? Okay. It's a completely different thing. Sammy the Bull Gravano is a Google searched term 1 billion times, right? Like he's been incredibly famous for fucking 30 years more. Okay, people have Googled his name 1 million times. That is what generates views, right? And he's an interesting guy, so he's making good. If he was making shit content, it wouldn't matter. But everybody knows who he is, and people are watching his videos. So the algorithm recognizes that people are engaged with his content, and it promotes it, right? But if he puts keywords like John Gotti in his title, or John A. Light, or Michael Franchise, shit like that, it'll promote it more. Okay. So that's why I'm able to tell them that, that video will do 1 million, because I actually understand the shit and you don't, you fucking retards, okay? I'm talking about the guys in the comments, not Sammy, obviously. I would never say that shit to Sammy or anyone related to Sammy or anyone who works with Sammy, because he would put a bullet in my face. But yeah, so all you commenters, and by the way, I also have 250,000 fucking followers on TikTok, so I do know something about pulling fucking views, so fuck you. Anyway, so, but yeah, now let's talk about Tony Ferguson. So here's the deal, right? Everyone needs to be rooting for Tony Ferguson, okay? Like, just plain and simple, that is the deal. Like, you have to be rooting for Tony Ferguson, and I'll tell you why, okay? No one has ever gotten shafted like Tony Ferguson has gotten shafted in his career, and it's not his fault. It's not the UFC's fault. He probably got paid a lot for the Justin Gaethje fight. As a matter of fact, I would, for sure he did, because he was, he's the main event. Like, if he didn't get paid a lot for that, he has the worst manager ever. Like, he's the main event, it's for an interim belt. I would assume that he's getting back in pay-per-view. He probably made a couple $1 million. But Tony Ferguson, here's the thing. He won the belt and then he got stripped. Okay, think about that. Like, he won the interim belt, right? And then he got stripped of it because he got injured. And then they just threw the belt up to Khabib and what's his name? Oh my God, the real estate agent that Khabib beat for the original title. Now, I'm not saying that Khabib wasn't like a deserving champion, but in terms of the lineage of the belt, okay, which dictates that you get paid back in pay-per-view points every time you fight. So you're talking about millions of dollars difference. Like, Tony won it and then he never lost it, right? Like, not until he fought Justin Gaethje. So he fought multiple times, you know, after he beat, what's his name with the fucking tattoo on his head? I can't remember anyone's name right now, but all you guys know who I'm talking about. You know, he got stripped. So he got hosed. I mean, plain and simple, he got hosed out of millions of dollars. And if you look at Khabib and you look at Conor, these guys are set for life 100 times over, right? You know, and Tony's not. Like, he's probably set for life if he's incredibly frugal with his money. But of any guy who deserves to get paid, it's him. And he, you know, he's going to be co-main event. I don't have any idea how much money he's going to make, but he is a needle mover, so they better be paying him. But, like, this is the thing. He's 37 years old. This is his last shot, okay? If he loses to Charles Oliveira, he's done, right? I mean, seriously. Like, he's done in terms of, you know, the title picture most likely, right? Charles Oliveira hasn't done anything to earn the right to put Tony Ferguson out of business, man. Like, Tony Ferguson deserves to get another ride. And I'm going to be straight. Like, I more than anyone is rooting for a Conor and Khabib rematch. But if I'm rooting with my heart, like, of who deserves it, it's Tony. Like, hopefully Tony smashes Charles Oliveira. You know, Conor has I really honestly can't see a scenario where Conor loses to Dustin. I just can't. Like, I just can't. I can't see it. There's literally almost no scenario that I could see where he doesn't knock Dustin out. But let's say that he doesn't knock Dustin out in incredible fashion, and God, it's not going to matter, man. Dana's going to make that Khabib and Conor rematch. It's too much money. I mean, listen, like think about it like this, okay? Because where I was going, obviously, is it would be awesome to see Tony fight Khabib and that be Khabib's 30-0 and Tony get a big payday, blah blah blah. But here's the thing, man. It's business, okay? What's Dana's business, right? Like, if you're in the business of selling software, right? Which deal are you going to give more focus to? One where you're going to get paid $2 million a year, or one where you're going to get paid $150,000 a year, or $2 million a year, or $1 million a year, right? Like, which is the priority? You're like, hey, you can only close one deal. You can only close one deal. This one's going to pay you $2 million a year. This one's going to pay you $1 million a year. You know, which one do you want? I mean, what do you think they're going to choose? There's no personal side of this, okay? Like, Dana, who makes the calls, he's going to do the $2 million deal, and that's the Conor and Khabib rematch, and there is no other fight that can even come close to what that fight will generate. That's how I know that fight's going to happen, okay? Dana is the fucking czar of MMA. He is the czar of MMA. That's what I'm saying. Is like, if Khabib wants to have any kind of career in MMA, like, you know, Khabib's got enough money, he can just walk, right? But the second that he bought Eagle MMA, that's when I knew for 100% sure that this Conor fight is going to happen, assuming that Conor beats Dustin. Because now he's stating openly, I want to work in MMA. Like, I want to have a business in MMA. And guess who's the fucking czar of MMA? Dana, okay? And you think Dana's going to give that shit up for free? He's a fucking businessman. He's a good dude. But you think that he built a $10 billion company by being nice? Fuck no, okay? He's going to fucking get that fight done, assuming Conor wins. But if Tony wins and Conor loses, which I don't think is possible, then Tony and Khabib will be 30-0. That is what is being laid out. If Tony wins and Conor wins, then Khabib will fight Conor. If Tony wins and Conor loses, then Khabib will fight Tony. That's what's up. Okay. Now, I did hear something about Ali Abdelaziz tweeted GSP, but I don't know. I think that that's misdirection, man. I think that's misdirection. I think that they know that the Conor fight's happening. There's just like the only way that fight doesn't happen is if it's actually, no, there's just no way. There's no way. He bought Eagle MMA. He's going to want something out of Dana. I mean, he needs things from Dana. The fight's happening, dude, if Conor wins. But anyway, my point is, root for Tony. Fucking root for the guy. Because then at least, let's say he wins. Conor beats Dustin. Conor gets to fight Khabib. You know, Tony gets a title shot after that one. You know, like, he still has a chance to win the title. I just don't think there's any scenario where he's going to get a title shot before Conor, assuming Conor beats Dustin. So, anyway, but root for Tony. Don't be a fucking asshole, all right? That's what I got. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Peace.